Welcome to One Stop India, your one-stop solution for tax compliance. In this video, we are going to understand what is meant by capital gain, when does a capital gain arises, what are the different types of capital gain, what is the criteria time, and what are the exemptions which has been available to you at the time of filing the income tax return in relation to any income from capital gains. So usually you can ask me a question, Surya, when does a capital gain arises? So when you're holding a capital asset, it may be say a land or a building or any sort of which comes under the heading of capital asset, and when you're realizing any profit out of it, it is called as capital gain and it will be getting taxed under a separate head called as capital gains. So you can ask me, what are the different types which is being present under capital gains? It is very easy. Generally you have only two types, that is going to be a long-term capital gain or a short-term capital gain. So next question arises with you. How can I bifurcate a capital gain into a long-term or short-term? The answer is very simple. It depends upon the type of capital asset which you are holding. Say for example, the capital asset which you are holding is say equity shares or preference shares or UDA shares or equity oriented mutual funds. The criteria time limit, it is going to be 1 year or 12 months. Say for example, if you are holding this particular capital asset, say for 11 months, and you're realizing the profit out of it, the gain is going to be called as a short-term capital gain. However, in case if you're holding it for more than 12 months and then you're realizing any gains out of it, it is going to be getting taxed under the head of long-term capital gain. So what may be the other time limits which is being present? In case if you're taking immovable property, say land or building, the time limit for bifurcating into short-term and long-term, it is going to be 24 months. And in case of any other capital asset, the general principle of the time limit, it is going to be 36 months, that is 3 years. So you can ask me another question. What is the difference of bifurcating into short term and long term? Whether there are any benefits? It is absolutely yes. Because the rate of tax differs based on whether it is going to be a short term capital gain or long term capital gain. In case if you are trading in securities, the long-term capital gain tax rate is going to be 10% and up to a profit of 1 lakh there is going to be no tax. However, in case if we are going in relation to the short-term capital gain in relation to those securities, the rate of tax it is going to be 15%. And in case of any other types of capital asset and it is ending up in a long term, the tax rate it is going to be 20%. And in case of any other capital asset which is being sold and it is going to be a short term, then the respective slab rates will be applicable to you. I hope you have got a better grip on this particular rate of tax for capital gains. Coming to the last part of this video, how I can claim exemptions from this capital gain, whether I could reduce this capital gain and therefore I could reduce my taxes. In this video, we are going to see 3 important sections in relation to that. First section is section 54. Here you are selling a residential house property and reinvesting the proceeds in the purchase of another residential house property. In case your capital gain is more than 2 crores, you can invest in one residential property, and in case if the proceeds is less than 2 crores, you can invest in 2 residential properties. And moreover, the another important section which is more or less similar to section 54 is 54F, where you should have sold a capital asset other than a residential building and you should have invested the proceeds in a residential property. And same application applies here. Moreover, what is the time limit? It is 1 year before or 2 years after for the purpose of purchasing another residential property or for the time limit for construction. And last one is 54EC. It is generally a 54EC bonds, we call it popularly, where you can invest up to a limit of 50 lakhs and it has a maturity period of 5 years or lock-in period of 5 years. And you should have invested in those bonds within a period of 6 months from the date of transfer or the date of sale of those capital assets. So I hope you got a better or an initial idea on how the capital gains are being taxed, what is the concept behind it, and what are the 3 important exemptions which has been available. So we can meet soon in another interesting video. Until then, it's bye from Surya on behalf of One Stop India team. Thank you.